Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. Blake Horstmann doing a Q&A says the show used to protect leads. It was thought of as a family. Now it's a total cutthroat vibe. We're going to just get right into his Q&A and try to read most of it, if not all of it here. I tell you what, I actually love his Q&As more than anyone else in Bachelor Nation. I don't know what it is. He just I feel like he gives us more juice and drama than a lot of people. So I'll share that with you, where he kind of threw the current producers under the bus, but rightfully so. We'll get to that in a second. Thoughts on the Abercrombie documentary. Says, haven't watched it yet, but it looks super interesting. I don't know. I was watching it last night. I'm not saying it's not interesting, but it's like, it felt like it could have been a 20-minute thing, and it's like a couple hours. I was like, yeah, it's a pass from me. Would you go to a destination wedding if your ex-fiance was in it and bringing his girlfriend? You're single. Blake says, yes, 100%. Live your best life and show him you're unbothered. The best revenge is happiness. To see you so happy without him would crush him. Well, yeah, go if you want to go, but your goal isn't to crush your ex. It's just to not care about them. So I guess, go if you'd like to go is my point. How many cool tone sessions before you see results? All right, that's not. What's next on your travel list? Heading to Costa Rica. He's got a trip to Costa Rica, doing a little group trip there. What did high school Blake want to do as a career? High school Blake wanted to be a pro athlete. And how do influencers get paid? By each brand company, which makes our taxes an absolute nightmare. Oh, yeah. I know people hate influencers and the job in general, but the companies that have gotten on board are laughing all the way to their fat bank account. So if you want to keep saying it's a fad or not a real job, that's fine, but don't get all angry and mad when people find a lot of success in it. Plus, 80% of the people that are angry and mad work 80 hours a week and make money for their a-hole bosses and their a-hole boss's boss. Wow, that's true. Yeah, you don't rent out your time. You guys know I've been saying that. Start your own YouTube channel, build your TikTok following, do whatever you got to do to get out of the grips of some, ungrateful middle management boss. Next time you'll be back in Mile High, May 28th. All right, let's get to the goods. Someone says, are you done with Stagecoach? He says, no, I'm going to be performing there. Hell no. I'll see y'all at the Honky Tent next Saturday at 8 p.m. Oh, man, is this when I'm in Hawaii? Oh, gosh. Am I going to have to be, covering the Coachella events of Bachelor Nation while I'm in Hawaii? What's your least favorite quality about yourself? He says, I'm not very organized. I'm an organized chaos kind of guy. It's not the best. All right. Who from Bachelor Nation is going to Stagecoach? Says over 30 people. Oh, good golly. You always so busy. Do you ever feel exhausted? He says, absolutely. Best advice for a single gal just trying to find me a nice, hardworking man. Blake's advice is stop trying. When you aren't looking is when you find that person, at least in my experience. Yeah, do whatever you got to do to take care of yourself. Go to spin class, take a cooking class, get out there, join a league. Do whatever you got to do to enjoy your own company. And, hey, someone's going to want to be a part of that. When will we see you again on our television screens? And he said soon, very soon. As we know, Blake's going to be on some sort of dating reality show. We don't really know what it is, but it's already been filmed. It's in the can, so we'll be looking forward to seeing that. Will you be playing Let It Go at your Stagecoach? Where in the honky tonk tent? Where is that going to be? All right, more information on that. Here's what we all came here to see. If you had the opportunity to become the next Bachelor, would you? Now, we all know Blake's in a relationship with somebody that he may or may not have met on that TV show that he hasn't released yet. He said, not that I would be asked, LOL, but no, I wouldn't want to be. The show used to protect leads. It was thought of as a family. And if they did flip you over, they made sure that you were very well taken care of after. Rather it be other opportunities or staying a part of the fam. Ever since some producers left, Elon Gale, and some have taken over, it's a total cutthroat vibe now. I think a lot of people are not sure if they want to be the lead, especially men. Now, this is very interesting because Blake, he kind of, like I said, I hate to use the term because I don't mean to use this term flippantly, but he was sort of soft Me Too'd, if we remember on Bachelor in Paradise. Not rightfully. He didn't do anything wrong, okay? Now, it's hard to bring this up because it's very complicated. He hooked up with multiple women on different nights during Coachella or Stagecoach, whatever it was, several years ago, and then went on Bachelor in Paradise. There was fights that came about. His edit was made to look like he was angry and storming off and he was just going to use the bathroom. There was a lot of manipulation that happened, and he was accused of things that you don't want to be accused of. And it's not good, and it wasn't necessarily true. And people have slowly sort of come to Blake's defense but not in the moment. We can't rewrite history. In the moment, he was a bad guy. He was a villain. And it wasn't because he was a lead. It's because they just decided to throw this storyline at him. And boy, that was rough. So then he was forced to release the DMs. Remember this? Do you guys remember this? Releases the DMs of his conversations with Kayla. That's her name, right? Kayla and Dean. And show that, hey, she came on to me. I told her not to come over. She still took an Uber over. She came on, and he showed, and everyone was like, how dare you share all of that info? And he's like, what'd you want me to do? No one was believing me. You were all thinking I was, nearly assaulting or manipulating or all these other things that people were throwing around. So when he says that people don't want to go on the show, I don't want to make it a gender thing, men versus women, but we look at Greg Grippo. Everyone's like, oh, he's the worst. He's gaslighting. Was he really that bad? Or is he just like a guy on a high-stress show, trying to figure stuff out? Then we look at, obviously, Matt James was, his whole storyline was botched. We look at people like Pilot Pete, and you might say, hey, they're picking these disaster types. Yeah, maybe. Clayton, they were reading mean tweets about Clayton before we even know how to pronounce his last name, right? So time and again, we see the show going for the absolute worst. So when you say cutthroat, that's really what it is. They're going straight for the jugular. Now, I'm not saying they're not doing that with women. Obviously, when it comes to, people like Piper, they aired Piper's conversation. They let you hear what she had to say. Although the issue was more with Brendan, but like they're not holding back, right? They're not holding back. And the question is, what's good in the short term drama? Will the contestants eventually say enough is enough, and they're not going to get high quality people because who would want to go through that? We'll have to see. But very interesting for him to be talking about this. Let's see if there's any other messages here. Are you happy with the person you're with? He said, I am, winky face. And that's his little puppy there. So very nice. He says, have a good Wednesday. Thank you so much, Blake. Boy, did we need this. Not much going on. I have a lot of content coming to you guys tomorrow. I'll be in Hawaii. I'm leaving for Hawaii tomorrow. I have a conversation with Susanna from Bachelor Data. I'm going to be recapping a couple of the Demi Burnett podcast clips. It's very fascinating stuff. And we've got Marissa of Marissa and Riley talking about her breakup. So tons to get to. I'll be having a Mai Tai in Hawaii. I'm going to tune in and, make sure I check up on you guys maybe once or twice a day. So I'll stay busy doing my own thing. If you want to check out my Patreon, I have a brand new stand-up video I posted there. It's actually interesting. The comedian that introduced me in the stand-up clip just talked about the first time he was there. The first time my fiance, Natasha, had our first kiss. It was in a parking lot outside of a comedy show. Classy, I know. And anyway, if you want to hear that story, you can go to patreon.com/Dave Neal and watch the stand-up video. Otherwise, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good day, everybody. Bye now.